The NRA versus NASCAR. 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 The NRA versus NASCAR. Did you hear me? This is like the Freedom Caucus versus, I said carcass. The Freedom Caucus, blame it on my teeth. The Freedom Caucus versus the Tea Party. Okay, forget I said all that. Back to this. The NRA versus NASCAR. NASCAR has refused the VAR, VAR, K/VAR. I didn't look it up. I don't know who they are specifically or what all that stands for, but KVAR Corporation is the largest distributor of guns. And so they bought some advertisements on NASCAR, and NASCAR declined their business, I guess you could call it. They said, we're not showing your commercials in light of the climate right now when it comes to guns. We're not showing your commercials. Now, I'm a little bit of a devil's advocate. I think it would have been safe for you to show those advertisements because the NASCAR crowd is pretty much the same as the NRA crowd. Now, for the most part, not all people who watch NASCAR are Trumpians, but most of them are. And so NASCAR said, we're not taking your business. No, thank you. In the light of the climate, we're not going down that road. NRA went to NASCAR and said, you're anti-gun. Yes, they said you're anti-gun, NASCAR, because you didn't want to show the KVAR's advertisement. So I don't even know what the question is specifically, but I already pulled the card, so Spirit has something to say. So let's see what it has to say, because I just kind of want to know what's going on around right now with my cauldron hands. What's going on around right now? NASCAR and the NRA are fighting. Mike Pence and Donald Trump are fighting, and McConnell, and then Bolton, and then Pompeo, and then they got the Taliban coming. Like, is the house crumbling, y'all? Is it crumbling? Is it coming down to Georgia? Is it coming down to Georgia? That's what I want to know. So NASCAR versus the NRA. 4 swords. Death. This is my card for have already died. So this relationship might be over, or because there is a time thingy, what you call it, hourglass. Maybe it's just taking a break. Maybe they're just on a break. So I can find myself. NASCAR is chasing itself constantly. NASCAR joke. So it's one of those things that is sort of a really tangly, sticky web situation. On one hand, we really need to be sensitive of the climate. On the other hand, I do need some money, and I don't really need to lose the NRA support. NRA support, that's probably what we should look at. Maybe the NRA support is not as powerful as the media makes it out to be. Yes, they own the president and the top Republicans. But who else? I mean, that's enough to get their agenda passed, but if you can't own NASCAR, NASCAR is one of y'all. You know? Oh well. Page of Swords. Okay, there's 3 major meanings that I get for the Page of Swords, and I'm getting all of them. Disappointing news, delayed news, and sort of childish, immature behavior. And then like the inside man. So these 2 used to be buddy-buddy, but they're on a break. Because in the climate that we are in right now, I don't really need to be seen as the KVAR supporter. Let's not go up, push more commercials for even more guns. Page of Wands. That's the messages. This is your advertisement fight that you're having right now. And the Hierophant. Now this is interesting. This is a card of tradition. Like a system of something. A system of traditions, laws, rules, a system of something. So as a corporation, which NASCAR would be, you have a standards and practice. You have a, this is what we do, this is what we don't do, this is what we will do, this is what we would not do. And suddenly the KVAR has found themselves under the, this is what we're not going to do. And then the Seven of Swords. There is a strategy to this. There's a strategy around their standards and practice. There's a standard of probably when something horrible is going on in the world, NASCAR responds type of thing. It might be, I don't know. Because you're not really helping with the global warming crisis, taking a bunch of cars and driving them in a circle. But in this in particular one, where you see people dying, you don't, maybe this is why, anyway, we won't go through that. But when you see people dying and getting shot by the 20s and 30s to the hundreds in Las Vegas, maybe something got to be done. Maybe you won't take a stand against gun violence and say get rid of AR-15s, but you won't participate in the commercialization of the automizations. Hangman and the world. So there is NASCAR saying we have a standard and practice as a strategy to this. We're trying to clean up the image. We're not showing them KVAR commercials, even though they probably will eventually, just not right now. And then you have the NRA saying, take a new look at this world that we have and that the world that we own, this world that we have played a hand in shaping. They want you to see things from their point of view. Meanwhile, NASCAR is like, well, wait a minute. We're a company. There are rules and regulations to us. And when one person shoots a bunch of people, we have to say something. But we don't want to make a statement. So, because mind you, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Seven of Swords usually depicts a person taking the swords and dropping 2. There are 2 implanted in the building, which means this is a corporation. They're leaving with what they have, because this is their plan. They're leaving with the plan. The corporation has the 2 already, so they're not leaving anything behind. This was intentional. So they have a plan for this. This is not them usually sneaking away, as what this card means. They're not sneaking away with something. There's a plan to this. This is a boardroom meeting type of thing. You see, this person came down from the elevator. This is a boardroom meeting decision. This has nothing to do with you, NRA. Page of Cups is in the fear. Possibly maybe ruined relationship. Judgment is in the hopes. The NRA hopes that people are going to put pressure on NASCAR and say, how dare you? Because Fox News could never get away with that. Their audience would just bombard them. However, I do need to do another I should have brought my pen. Those out there, look into this. Did Disney buy Fox? And if Disney bought Fox, ask the readers, is Disney putting pressure on Fox News to be less crazy? I want to know. That's what I want to know, but I don't have a pen to write it down. Ask people. Two of Wands, because I'm going to forget. In the environments. Here's a plan. It's not off the ground. It's not off the ground yet, but there are preparations for it. This is just started, though. Like I said, they want people to come say, hey, you need to support the NRA. They have a plan of something a lot bigger than this. The Empress, yes, something brand new. They have birthed a new strategy. NASCAR they're doing something. Maybe something sneaky if you want to look at it that way, but it's not really sneaky because it's their business. So it's not like they're using your business for their business. It's their business. They're just not showing everybody what they're going to do, not showing their hand. But this is the word of warning, temperance. NASCAR, do not cave. Do not cave. One of these is a good witch, one is a bad. Do not cave. This is the card of working together for me, cooperation. You see the vessel sharing the liquid. This is cooperation for me. This is your warning. Do not cave. What do you like NASCAR? I watch golf before I watch NASCAR. I don't understand it. Three of Wands. That plan that you're waiting for that's off the ground, this is your solace. It is now off the ground. It is now off the ground. Well, will be. And then the Lovers and the Chariot. NASCAR, you win this fight. This is literally the vehicle car. You win this fight. I don't know how. All the angel cards have come out here. I don't know how you get away with not supporting guns when you're right-wing entertainment. I'm just going to judge you and say that. But they do. Good for you, NASCAR. I don't know what you're planning or what your scheme is with this whole thing. Not scheme in a bad way, but I don't know what it is. I don't really care. I just thought I'd take a look and see.